choice, keeping up the pace. Fuel and fire, we never back down. Roaring engines echo through the town. Shifting through gears, chasing the light. With a squad like this, we always fight. Real squads racing tracks day and night. Oh, feel the reggae vibes, we're flying high. Yeah, victory's a heartbeat away. Every race with neighbor and choice,
hot pack says mellow.
keeping up the pace.
Steven, P1, Mellow Mellow. Warhawk is in the building.
Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Gran Turismo dreams under the blazing sun. RSR photo leads the rush, having fun. Eric B guiding the way with a grin. Real squad racing, we're here to win. Zilla and Nugs in the zone every turn. Ace R1 and OP making engines burn. R-Dub and Dark Kent flying through air. New Dial and PD without a care. Real squads racing tracks day and night. Feel the reggae vibes, we're flying high. Victory is a heartbeat away of every race. With neighbor and
Rob
choice,
Porsche GT says hi.
keeping up the pace.
Porsche P2.
RSR
How you doing,
photo
sir?
captures every fierce run.
Warhawk Fact says
Blurring
mellow
lines as we
Porsche.
chase the sun. From start to finish, we seize each day. In the rhythm of machines we sway. Fuel and fire, we never back down. Roaring engines echo through the town. Shifting through gears, chasing the light. With a squad like this, we always fight. Real squads racing tracks day and night. Feel the reggae vibes, we're flying high. Victory's a heartbeat away of every race. With neighbor and choice, keeping up the pace.
Warhawk Fact says although can't wait for the extreme cold warning to come to an end tomorrow, bad enough it got to -5 earlier with a real feel of -26. Ryan Games 12,349 says hi. Chris Wood 9,821 says hello.
Ryan P3. Thank you for popping in, Ryan. I agree so much. Steven is crazy, this weather.
Warhawk Fact says mellow Chris.
Hey, Chris. How you doing this morning? Or
RL
this night?
9010
Tonight.
says like dropped, have a good on. Chris Wood
Thank you, RL. Have a good
9,831 says
stream.
Porsche.
Thank you very much for that like drop.
We never back down.
All right, let's go. I'm ready to go.
Roaring engines echo through the town.
Chris Wood 9,821 says
Shifting
photo.
through gears,
9821 says RL.
All right. Back with another video.
Lord
Thanks so
Hotfat
much,
says
everybody,
went to
for
lay down
jumping
my
in.
bed around that time with a
I
small
appreciate
heater
it
and under the
for
blankets to get toasty
watching
for a bit.
my videos. You guys are awesome. First, let me begin how I always begin. First, giving honor to God, thanking Him for all blessings that flow into my life. I have to be grateful and thankful for my health, my strength, my family, my salvation. Each and every one of you who sent in prayers, good wishes, good thoughts for my son's health, for my family, for me. Thank you so very, very much. I'm truly honored and blessed to have you all as an encouragement to my family and to myself. Thank you all. Anyway, getting started now. This is yes, we are still in the midst of this cold snap, and thankfully we're supposed to be getting done with the freeze warnings. It's still cold in southern Florida. This is crazy. It's still in the 40s now. It's going down. It's still temperatures dropping. I've been coming on a little bit earlier and earlier every night. I heard a little bit less as it's a little warmer in the daytime. Uh, Not very much earlier, but enough where I'm functioning. My back is really, really bad as this temperature continues to drop down into the 40s. It's terrible on my back. So last night I had to almost over medicate to get some relief so we could do uh Racing with the Real Squad. Thank you everybody who joined in to RSR's teams friends lobbies last night. It was awesome. We had a good time. I usually cut it off at 4. I think it went till well after 5 a.m. So it was amazing. From 10 p.m. to beyond 5 a.m. That was a crazy good evening. Had good fun with all of the RSR teammates and the RSR
Chris Wood
friends. Thank you all so
9821
much.
says, I will swap you for our constant rain.
Neither one works for me, Chris. Rain, any weather hurts my back so bad. Don't want it. Can't do it. My back is unfortunately very much affected by weather changes. The drop in the cold, the rain, the barometric pressure changes, whether there's a hurricane nearby, that change in that barometric pressure, man, my back is on fire. I mean, it's like a knife pushing through your ribs, and it's every couple of first, it's like once or twice every minute, and then it gets more and more and more until it's every second. 1 second, every 1 second, there's a knife pushing in and out. It's terrible in my spine. So I've taken all the medication allowable. Um, and I'm trying hard not to over medicate. But even with the medication that the doctors have prescribed, they only do but so much, and they don't affect any of the weather effects on my spine. They don't help at all. So honestly, it's the CBD that I've been taking has been the blessing. It has totally helped me. Now, granted, I've been taking it now for almost a year, I believe, 6 months to a year, somewhere in there. And I've built up a little bit of a tolerance.
Chris Wood
So last
9821
night
says,
I've
did you know him
had to take
disabled
a
with
little bit
spine to so much
more,
sympathy made
but
it's
it's
not
helped
fun.
a lot. Did you know I'm disabled with spine? Too so much. I'm sympathy. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, Chris. I feel your pain, my brother. It's bad. It's bad. My severe break years ago and subsequent, I've had 5 procedures on my spine now, is really left me vulnerable to the elements. Um, anyway, my theme for 2026 is progress in 2026. So that means any way that I can move forward, and I'm not going to move backward. And backward is I was bedridden for 3 years. It's taken a lot to come out of that bed and be able to sit up. I haven't been able to sit up without medication for Oh my gosh, going on almost 15 years? Probably going on 15 years. 2026 now. So that would have been 14 years ago when I broke my back 14 years ago. Anyway, it's at the end it was real bad there. I didn't want to take all these narcotics, and the less that you take, the less you're able to move. And I kept trying to take less and less till I wasn't moving at all. And I was bedridden for 3 years. My muscles atrophied and shrunk. It actually shrinks. Your muscles get small and thin and they shrink. And after 3 years of not walking, it did that for sure. I'm fighting now in therapy to get my legs moving again. I had to allow myself the mindset to use medication. I have to use the narcotics to move, to sit up. If I don't, I will literally wither away in that bed, and I'm not going to let that happen. So I know I can't do normal therapy even. I'm in aqua therapy. It takes the gravity off of my spine so they're able to work on my legs. I'm working on my legs to get those muscles to come back, and it's slowly working. I haven't been able
Mute
to,
Eater 47 says, yo,
you
what up,
know.
photo? Long
Hey, how you
time no
doing,
see.
Mud Eater? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Uh, Please remember to smash the like button. But yeah, I haven't been able to use my legs for the brake pedals for my rig in quite some time. And this is 6 days now I've been using my legs again. It's been quite a while. I am so happy that it's allowed me, I'm able to use my legs now. And I've been having some of my fastest times ever, no longer having to use, well, the handbrake, well, the steering wheel had some damage, so I stopped using it and forced me to try the leg. And I'm happy and glad. It's been
Mute Eater
sore.
47 says, that's awesome. Glad to hear you're doing better.
Yeah,
Or Hot
it's
Fact says,
the
with
leg
me, was diagnosed with having autism at 16.
the leg has been sore, but it has been working. So thank God for that. Uh got you, Orok. I have a little cousin who has autism, and she's very high functioning, but has severe deficits. But she's just now graduating high school. They said that she'd never be able to go to school, and she's graduating high school. So that's amazing for her, and she's able to function, and she's looking forward to possibly living on our own. So that's an amazing thing. And I have to be grateful and thankful for all of these things. I mean, they're all blessings. I feel it's a blessing. I'm able to sit up. When I got hurt and I was in my first therapy afterwards, trying to learn how to
Or
walk
Hot Fact
again.
says, not sure which part on the spectrum I'm on, was able to graduate with a regular diploma that I know of.
There. Oh, congrats on that, Stephen, for sure. Yeah, there was several in my therapy class that after we all had our backs broken and was learning how to walk again or move again, and some of them ended up paralyzed. One of them was a paraplegic, and one of them could no longer breathe without assistance. He was paralyzed from the chest down, and it even migrated to where he was having difficulty breathing. So it's a blessing. My back, when I broke it, it was very low, and it's a very bad thing to be so low. But I have one friend who couldn't walk anymore, no more longer had a usage of his legs. Uh, so I have to feel blessed I wasn't paralyzed. I feel blessed I was able to walk again. Doctors didn't think I would ever return to work. I went back to work. I got back to playing golf.
Chris Wood
I was able to
9821
ride my
says, I was told I
motorcycle.
wouldn't walk again. It took 3 years,
So
but I walk Rosie every morning now after 10 years practice.
yeah, I was able to walk again and ride my motorcycle, go ahead and golf. I returned to work, all of that. They said I wouldn't be able to do. It took me about a year and a half, a year and 3 months or so, where I was able to use a walker and walk again. Uh, Using a cane, I went back to work and I was able to walk that way. I did walk some without a cane, but as my back deteriorated, maybe 6 years, it started getting really bad afterwards. Uh, yeah, I wasn't able to walk very well anymore. But I'm thankful for that time. I'm thankful I was able to uh get to see my kids get through college before I was totally wrecked. uh and thankful for now. I feel blessed. I'm able to sit in this rig. Uh my kids helped me actually go from
Warhawk Fax
bedridden.
says, I know my dad had to use a cane at times cause of his one
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah. It sorry guys. Every now and again I get a little stab in the back as this temperatures drop still. Yeah, we're down to 47 now. Uh so I'm grateful and thankful. My kids helped me get the desire to get back out and try GT7. It was their suggestion for a PlayStation at my age. I never had one as a kid. I'm a little bit older than the average sim racer, I guess. Uh and so I never had uh console games like what you have today. I had a Commodore 64, uh, and we had some. Uh, I did have a little Top Gun game. What was that? It was like, it wasn't a Sega. What was that little long, skinny? Oh my goodness! It may have been. I don't
Muteater
remember what it was
47
called.
says I might be able to join y'all tonight. I've been practicing so I might be
So
doing better.
that's good to hear, Mud Eater. Uh, I'm
Warhawk Fax
hoping
says,
my
I've been a
medicines
gamer
works
since
a little
summer
bit
of
better.
1991. Started on the original Nintendo.
Yeah,
Chris Wood
Nintendo was a little bit
9821 says
after
CX Spectrum
for
Tape
me as
Games.
well. Spectrum tape games. Yeah, my era was mostly pinball machines at arcades. Uh, that was the big deal. And then I remember that we used to be able to go to arcades and they had Centipede, I think it was. It was that uh man, it was Top Gun was a airplane one, but what was that one? Pole Position was the game that everybody wanted to be able to do.
RSRASR1 says, hello RSR Photo Hi Chat.
Hey, how you doing, Ace? I hope you're having a good night. I came on earlier hoping to beat
RSRASR1 says,
this temperature
arcades.
drop, but it's dropping a little faster tonight.
Chris Wood 9821 says Ace. RSRASR1
So
says, pinballs. Warhawk Fax says kind of
yes,
surprised how many arcade games have been brought to modern consoles, especially that I've seen for PS4/PS5. Warhawk Fax says Mellow Ace.
yeah, but pinball machines was a big thing in my
RSRASR1
day and
says,
age.
Sup Chris,
Uh,
Warhawk.
I was a 60s baby, but I was raised in the 70s. So really, I mean, I I saw the dawn of PCs. You know, there was no such thing as a personal computer. The first one most people will remember will be Windows 93, I believe, was when Windows first came out with an operating system. Or was it 91? 91, 93, I forget. That was the first really PCs that were widely available. That's very late in my, I was already in the military And a matter of fact, I was already married. having
RSRASR1
having
says, the
kids.
good old days.
I was having kids. I had kids before they
Mute
came
Eater
out with that.
47 says even though I have a PS4 I like playing on PS3, Wii, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo, and N64.
Wow. Yeah. I remember getting for my kids, we got my kids those games. My brother-in-law moved to Japan years ago and decades ago, and he would always the new stuff would come out over there first, and he would get it and send it to my kids. So the first PlayStation from Sony came out, and he was sending it over, and that's how my kids got to experience that uh, initially. The Nintendo came out,
More
and
Hogfax
he'd
says,
send it
can't
over.
remember the last time I played on an actual arcade cabinet.
Oh, my friend actually bought one for his home, and that's the last time I played it, and that would have been in
Chriswood
2018, 2017,
9821 says my first mobile phone had a motorbike battery underneath different times.
maybe 2016, 27, something like that. 2016, I went by my friend's house, and he had that arcade cabinet games at his house. That's how old they were. They were being discontinued in a lot of places, and he bought several different favorite games for his home. My first mobile phone had a motorbike battery underneath. Oh, that my first mobile phone, I was back in the day when they first had the bricks. I don't know if you remember Motorola. It was a very long, slender phone with a battery was the big back of it. It was huge. And I had the Nokia as well. I had a Motorola. And they were I had the first bag phone. I don't know if you remember. First they were installing them into cars, and I had a bag phone. And then I remember going through all the stages and the first triangle back
More
flip
Hogfax says even
flip
surprised to
phone,
see like smaller versions of arcade cabinets sold in stores
the
like Walmart.
Motorola. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Uh, Even now, I think Sam's still sells some of those cabinet games. Uh, but I had
Mute
that
Eater 47
Motorola.
says I have an iPhone SE, but I used an iPhone 4S for over a week.
I remember when iPhones first came out, I was the first one. I did a lot of technology in school. I remember learning all the languages
More
that
Hogfax
everything is
says seen
built on.
TMNT, Mortal
I,
Kombat for example on those.
yeah, exactly. Mortal Kombat. I remember that. Street Fighter. Uh, but I remember in school I learned basic language. I learned Fortran, Pascal. I learned uh, I learned all these old languages, and DOS was the big thing coming out just as I was getting out of uh, high school. There, DOS was a huge thing. So, and they went, of course, all the way up to DOS 6 before they packaged it and made it Windows 91. So, I mean, I was at the beginning of it. I loved the
Chriswood
technology.
9821 says Road Rash on Mega Drive.
Oh man, Road Rash. I remember hearing of Road Rash. I don't think I've ever, it was a motorcycle game, wasn't it? Ah, yes. Well, I remember
Mute
doing
Eater
all of these
47 says
things.
I'm working on learning Russian language.
Oh, really? That's good. Go for the Mud Eater. I took Spanish for 4 years, but never used it afterwards. So I've lost, if not all of it, almost very few words stuck. Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Man. So anyway, thankful, like I said, feel totally blessed and thankful that I've been able to sit
Chimpan
in
says,
this rig,
raced in a lobby with
and
RSRJ
it's
today.
been a
Dude's
blessing.
quick.
So I'm so very, very
Chimpan says,
thankful.
hey photo and everyone.
Hey, Chimpanzee, how you doing? And Chimpanzee, yeah, RSRJ, good friend of mine, and definitely a great teammate. He's very,
Warhawk
very
Fax says,
fast.
I
Yes.
remember that I learned sign language when I was younger at one point.
Mm. Oh yeah, I did that
Warhawk Fax
as
says,
well.
mellow chimp.
I learned ASL. As part of a program at church. We used to translate all of our services.
Chimpan says, hey Warhawk.
Yes, Lord. Mm. Yes, okay. I better try and see if I can drive. I'm sore. I've taken a whole bunch of stuff. Uh, I better, a matter of fact, one second, folks. Let me call wifey. Yeah, just holler at wifey. I'm gonna
Chris Wood
remember last night I
9821
took
says Chimpan.
a double dose of my CBD, and then my back stopped hurting. So I took one dose uh, here about an hour ago, but it's not helping. So I'm gonna
Chimpan
take a
says,
second dose.
waiting for the
That'll
meds to
be
kick in? Glad you're streaming but you
yes,
look
sir.
pain. Hope you start to feel better tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping my medicine's kicking in soon.
Chimpan says, hey Chris.
But until then, we'll keep pushing forward. Anyway, let's get going here. I want to do a whole bunch of stuff before I start lobbies tonight. I want to start lobbies at 11:30, and right now I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do, but we're going to try, and that's about all I can expect. So let's go.
MuteEater47 says, do you think it's possible to get 143.6 miles per hour on the weekly challenge? Warhawk Fax says, I know it sucked, part of my lower back was sore for maybe a good chunk this week.
Okay, I just took 2 more gummies, so candies, so this should be 4 times my dose like I did last night, and then it started helping my back. So I'm hoping it works. We're gonna go with that. Um, as far as that weekly challenge, 143.6, is that what you were asking about? That slipstream challenge? I did do that, and I think I got a
Chris Wood 9821
143.
says it's nearly 3:30 a.m. should probably go to bed night, folks.
Oh, gotcha, Chris Wood. I understand fully. Thank you much for popping in and dropping a like. It's only 10:30 p.m. here. I'm quite early tonight. I wanted to see what I got. I think I have a 43. I have a
MuteEater47
43.5.
says, yeah, the most I got is 143.5.
Yeah, there are quite a few on my own list, my friends list. They have 44.2, and then one. Hey, Blanken has a 44.8. Way to go. That's on my friends list there. In the world, 46.6 is the fastest. So yes, obviously there's quite a few faster folks than us. There's ways to get to do it faster. I'm way down on my list. I'm 15th on my own friends list, and 43.5 is it. But plenty have 44.2, and one on my list has a 44.8. But at 46 is possible. 46.6.
Mute Eater 47 says, where am I at?
Let me check. Hold on. Let me go back. I hit start. I wanted to. Oh, I hit start by mistake. Man, here you are. You're at 19. So you're in the same list. There's a lot of people tied from all the way from 7th. So you're tied for 7th at 143.5 with the rest of us. And it goes all the way down to 21st. So 15 people tied for 7th. Wow. The exclusive crowd of 44.2 is to be tied for 2nd. So trying to get on my own list. 44.2. I wasn't planning on it, but it's progress, something to do. And it's a road car, very little force feedback, doesn't hurt my back at all. So that's a very good idea. Well, that may be the wrong move. Let's see.
Mute Eater 47 says the GR1 race is really easy if you use the F3500B with racing hard in front and racing soft in back.
Well, 43.5 again. I just didn't get it. Group 1 race is easy. If you use a F3500B with racing hards in front and back. How does it do on gas? I actually ended up using the Corvette and beat it. That little squeal of tires, I think, is where I lost my speed. Oh man, I don't know how they get that little bit extra. 143.5. It seems that time I didn't squeal any tires. I didn't brush any of the cars. I stayed in the slipstream of one or another car. Ugh. And I didn't.
Mute
still
Eater
didn't get it.
47 says all lean and you will pit on 5th lap. Then I did all lean for 3 laps, then 4 on the last 2 laps.
Yeah, I just left it on, I think, fuel map 4 or 5 for the first 5 laps, and then I did fuel map, I think 5 or 6 or 4. I don't remember what it was. I did it online, so I can go back and look. So yeah, I didn't. I stayed in the slipstream and I didn't squeal my tires. Still couldn't get it to break 143.5 two times there. I waited to the very last second to pull out from behind, so I didn't want to hit this guy, the last guy there. And I just lost too much speed. $143.5. Is there a way to watch these other ones?
The Stiggy says,
No.
"Don't drive too fast now." Photo.
Hey, how you doing, Stiggy? How's your night been? You can't watch the other guys. Settings. I didn't know there were settings that could be changed. Oh my goodness gracious. Man. I tell you, when it stabs the back, it stabs. It sure does. 44.2. I don't know what they do to get that little extra at 44.2. Stony, I see he got it. I don't know what he did. Oh my goodness. My back is so.
The Stiggy says, "It's been weird. I've been doing well but lost my last grandparent today, so I'm kinda in a weird place."
Wow, Stiggy. Sorry to hear it. Man, my condolences, sir. God bless you and your family as you go through this. Sorry to hear that. I don't know if anybody, maybe they
Mute
put it.
Eater 47 says, "Sorry if I hit anyone tonight. I haven't driven online in a bit, but I will always give the position back tonight. I just need to practice racing with everyone."
Oh, no worries. Understandable. I'll go through here and check. See if anyone put a replay up of their fast lap. Daily Race C, that's what I'm supposed to be concentrating on tonight. And I haven't gotten there yet. And I only have an hour before I start Lobbies. What kind of car is that? What is that? FTO GP version 8? I don't even know what that is. It looks pretty cool.
Mute Eater 47 says, "I'm saving up credits to 787B. Swap the RX-7.
To swap the RX-7. Yeah, I did that with that 787B engine for sure. Player 1. Do I have this saved? Oh, no. 47.8. That's a good one. I need to look at that later. Daily Race B.
Mute Eater 47 says, "I'm making it a drift car."
Oh, I can't drift. Yeah, good luck. Game Plan has a Daily Race B too. Video. Yeah, nobody has a video out. Let me see if Stony has put one out earlier. I don't know if he did. Let's see. Half the time, this doesn't show all of my friends, only like maybe a top 100 or something. I don't know how they decide. But then when I'm looking for somebody, I can never find him. See, I don't see Stony. Mm. Hey, Beans. Yep, don't see him. Oh, well. All right, let me go over here and try this Daily Race C. Don't have much time. Oops, hit the wrong. I've already done all the time trials. What car did I use? Did I use the 911? I think I did. What was my time? 1:55.1. Oh yeah, I know I'm can do better than that. Gallo is taking back over the global lead with 151.6. Wait a minute, who's in my friends list here? Ooh, Robbie Heck has a 52.7. That's fast enough for me to follow. I'll use Robbie instead. On my own friends list, Bella is the fastest, 152.2. Nicely done, Bella. And here's RSRJ, fourth. Look at that, 53 flat. Nice, very nice time. I'm shooting for 54.9 or better. I like to be at a 54.5, somewhere a mid 54 is where I would have wanted to be. Oops. I was playing with my wheels, still adjusting the brake balance. Hey, I can turn the wheel. My back is easing up. So the CBD works. I just have a bigger threshold. It's penalty. So my tolerance has gotten higher. I just have to take a higher dose apparently. But it still works. Oops, wide. It'll take me a while to get used to this again. Oops, turned in too soon, then to indecision. I don't remember the breaking points anymore. Don't turn in too soon. You can't hit that ballard or you'll invalidate the lap. I had to lift twice. That's not good. to spin it. Ah, I'm rusty. Oh, turned in too soon. Ah. Ah. Yeah. Oh. Mm. Ah, messed it up. Wrong gears. Look how fast he pulls away. Totally got it wrong. I just need to get back in the groove. Lift. Better. I didn't lose a lot of time there to Robbie. He's on my turn in, stay to the left. I turned to the right at the wrong time. Too late and too slow. Missed the apex. Too wide. Too wide. Brake. Turn in. Oh, missed the apex. Aim for the Ballard. Missed it. So many things wrong with this lap. It's pitiful. Turn in. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. 58. Left. Better, but still missed. Late to the gas. Better. Oh, too narrow. $156.3. Oh, penalty. That's supposed to be flat out. Yeah, messed it up. Gotta work on my exits more. Now it's a 1 second penalty, so I made 2 mistakes. Oh, wasn't supposed to upshift. Too many errors. I got penalties all over the place. 2 seconds with the penalties, 4 errors. Hit this, stay close. I missed it. Second part of the apex. Okay, narrow. Ah, too sharp. Ah, that's gonna get another penalty. Better. No penalty. Turn it. This is 7th, almost a week, I guess. 7th time I'm trying my leg. A little sore, but not terrible. Oh, it's the second up and blew it. 55.6. Left. Too much. Oh, spun it. The tires, that is. Lost all the time. Oh, that I had saved. Ah, too fast. Oh, nice. Wrecked that one real bad. $155.6. try this again.
Raw Porsche GT says him back.
Hey, how you doing, Porsche? Good to see you again. Still trying to get my 54 here. Edison is working a little better now. Granted, I had to take more CBD, but it's definitely working. I can feel it working. I brushed the wall, wrecked it. Ah, too early. Just wrecked that. I don't know why I did that. Just did it right for 3 laps and then wrecked it. 7/10 down, plus whatever I was ahead. Ah, upshifted. Now I just totally lost it. I've lost this groove altogether. Alrighty. It's a lot of work when you're not feeling the best. Totally lost that. Wrecked it. That's a penalty. Slid right over the line. Oh, I already got a penalty. Ah. It's just I just wrecked it again. It's hurting a bit. That's not good. I should take a break from this one. Seems like I'm making it hurt more. It was helping so much. I thought it was right there, but it seems to start going the other way again. Let's see if I can do the Group 4 car. Maybe that'll be easier. Wowzer. That one is sharp. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Okay, let's sip some coffee. Wifey's coffee always makes things better. Well, it's probably hot, but oh well. Thank you, wifey, for the hot coffee. Mm. All right, here's daily race B. I don't remember if I think I got a 47.8. Nice job, player one. Wow. Where am I? Oh wow, I'm way down. 41st on my list there. 48.9. And we did it with the G70. Interesting. 48.9. This would be striving for a low 48. Let's, all right. I need a G70. I think it was like 100 and something before we found a G70. Atenza was taking over. I think they're still the top, aren't they? I mean, they're up to... No, Citroen's taking back over the top at a 146.6. But yeah, all these Atenzas. Hey, someone dropped a Veyron. Oh, God, have mercy. That one hurt. Alrighty. Let's see, where's our first... I want to see the first... Wait a minute. Didn't we have one that was... Did I save one somewhere that had a G70? Ghost. Here it is. Player one shared the lap with me.
Chucky2 says yo GL.
Hey, how's it going, Chuck? How you? Hope you're having a good night.
Chucky2 says, I'm in and out.
Okay, no worries. Thank you much for popping in and dropping that like. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and try this one. This is a Group 4 car, so it should be a little less strenuous on my back. Oh, I should have went wider to get the longer run. Faster speed here by the end.
Chucky2 says if you're doing dailies I'll be on race A.
Race A, gotcha. I'm doing this until 11:30, and then I'll try to open Lobbies if my back allows it. Just a little sore. Ah, totally missed the apex. Oh, totally missed that again. This is a lousy time. I'm sorry. I'm just not focusing very well. Skidded off the road. Nice. Forgot to shift. Oh my gosh. 4 seconds slower. That was a really bad lap. Oh. Oh no, missed it again. I totally missed that. Off the course again. I only got 1 second, 1.5. Not even 1.5. Man, another bad lap. 3 seconds off the pace. Well, another second off, knocking off 1 second a lap. figuring it out again. Down to 49.9. We're about 1 second off of the pace still. Oh, spun. I don't think I've ever lost the tires like that. That's interesting. Totally wrecked that corner. Still second off, but I only got 1/10. Not good. It take too long to keep nipping away at 1/10 at a time. I gotta knock off a full second. I'm way off. Oh, totally lost it. It's blown. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, hold on a second. What's wrong with my telemetry? Don't see the telemetry here. That's not good. Okay. Where's the telemetry going? What's going on? Tire temps is what I was looking for. All right, I think it's working. This has to be reset though. It's not. No, it's not working. It's not showing me the tire temp. Current tire temps is wrong. What's going on? I need to reset it maybe. No big deal. Click that. Start there. Click there.
Yamagarika Swifel says, yo photo just passing by, noticed the stream.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. How you been today? All right. I think I need to fix this. All right. That should work. How you doing, Yamagaris? Thank you for noticing the stream. I hope you've had a good day, a good night, or morning, whichever it may be. Please smash the like button for me if you don't mind. I'm working on Daily Race B Quali-Lap time, and I'll be starting a open lobby in a few. Hoping my health continues. All right, yeah, see, now see my telemetry shows the tire temps are over 98, so the tires are done. I'm not going to keep improving if the tires are burnt up like that. Okay. Alrighty, so we've had 4 laps.
Yamagarika Swifel says, another day in paradise, man. Waiting to get back on after my new home. How you're going? Well.
Oh, good to hear. Yeah, doing okay. My back is a little sore because of the weather affecting my spine, but other than that, I have to be, like I say, grateful and thankful. I'm able to sit up and race. So far, everything is okay. Oh, I lost it. I had to lift twice.
Yamagarika Swifel says Auto Tech. I understand stretching is important, lol.
Stretching. I'm sorry, you don't know my history very well, but I have a severely broken back I've had to recover from, and it's been about 15 years now. I'm sorry, 14 years since it was originally broken. I've had let's see, I've had 5 procedures on my back now. So unfortunately, stretching, this is well beyond stretching. This is mostly just structural damage that unfortunately can't be solved by stretching. I have a cage in my back that spans 3 levels. So, I really wish I could stretch and it would help, or I could do something like that, and it would be definitely up to me to improve it or not. But yeah, there's nothing physically I can do to make it better. No more surgeries available. No more solutions that are like that. But like I say every day, I am truly blessed and thankful to be able to sit up and race in my rig. There's so many of my friends who ended up paralyzed, paraplegic, and unable to sit up, breathe on their own, walk on their own. I'm blessed, truly, truly blessed. This is a terrible app as well. Man, what was it, 150s? At least that was 148.
RSRJ says, hello my friend.
Hey Jay, how are you doing? Good to hear from you. Hope you and the wife is doing well. How you been? A little chilly outside today.
Yamagarika Swifel says, oh man, sorry to hear that. I was rear-ended but a drunk driver in 2016. Back had never been the same until I discovered epigenetics and mental reconstruction of the physical body.
Sorry to hear of your accident. Wrong gear. I came out in the wrong gear. My mistake there. I missed some of that, but sorry to hear about your accident, and glad you've found a way forward. Right now, that's my main theme, is to continue finding a way forward. Just progress. I continually try to make progress each day. I moved further south to stay away from this cold weather, and unfortunately, this cold snap is really affecting me. Normally, I'm in much better shape, but this is really abnormal to have this cold weather like this in southern Florida. Totally missed that corner. I missed my braking point. Yeah, I'm down to driving with one hand. I know I'm not feeling too hot. Unable to change gears if you're only driving with one hand. Man. Yeah, not good on this one. Well, can't drive the Group 3. Group 4 is kind of hard to drive. Last thing is maybe a road car in the power pack. See if I can do that. If I can do that, then I can make some progress there. Unfortunately, didn't decrease my lap times on the daily races. One more shot tomorrow night. It's supposed to be warmer. Thank God we're getting closer to the end of this cold snap. And we should be back into warm weather, which anything above 50 degrees.
says you can get a 147, just turning in too early.
Yeah, there's a lot of places I need to go ahead and fix, and I can probably definitely do better. But it's just hard to focus when my back is bad like this. Yep. I tell people who ask me what it feels like, it actually feels like a knife sliding between your vertebrae or your ribs. That's what it feels like. And initially, when it starts getting cold, it's like once every minute, and then it's 2 or 3 times a minute. Yeah, right now I'm up to about 10 times to 20 times a minute, if not more. So it's getting worse. And the temperature is still falling. We're now in 45 degrees. I think we may hit freezing temperatures again in southern Florida, which is totally crazy. I've lived here for 3 or 4 years now, and it's never had anything like this. It's happened once or twice. There was a freeze warning, but never this. This is crazy. So it's just something I need to overcome. This is but for a season. It will and can and will get better. So I just gotta look for a different version of progress for tonight.
Yamagarika Swiffle says, I know it sounds silly, but there are treatments outside of surgery that can heal you, but I understand your pain.
Yes. I don't believe it's silly.
RSRJ says,
My wife
Amen.
is a full homeopathic uh, believer as well. And I believe in God, so I don't think it's silly at all. I've ventured into all sorts of things that are not traditional surgeries and acupuncture, all kinds of things to relieve pain. It's not going to relieve the structural damage, but just to help with the pain. Yeah, narcotics don't help with this at all. Thankfully, the CBD derived from marijuana, I don't use the THC side. That's just more of a mental thing. It just gets you to kind of float away and not be aware of the pain. But the CBD actually helps very much with the inflammation that's and the arthritic pain that happens in the vertebrae when the cold and the rain and the barometric pressures change. I got a few races here. I wanted to finish this path. Only has one more race to do. Need another 100 for that.
Yamagarika Swiffle says, look into Joe Dispenza if you aren't already familiar. Your body is a house for all types of pharmaceutical chemicals for healing.
Yes, I am familiar with Joe Dispenza. Yes, I have. Oh my goodness. Mm. Yes, I have. I've been I've been very blessed. I've been very fortunate as well. Like I said at the beginning of my stream, there's so many of my friends when they broke their back, it was so much more severe in the outcome. I have one that, like I said, was paralyzed, can't use his legs anymore. I have another friend who's a paraplegic, and actually now he's not able to breathe. Uh, this is a higher break. I'm thankful mine's was lower, but I am so blessed. I'm able to sit up. Yes, I need medication to sit up, but I'm able to sit up. I'm able to breathe on my own. So I'm very grateful and very thankful. I don't ever want anybody to believe I'm ungrateful or unthankful for my blessings. I have been truly blessed. This is a.
RSRJ says, how did you get injured if I may ask?
I broke my back. Actually, not that I'm any superhero for sure, but I was saving somebody else. I was a clinical lab scientist for 40 years. And those 40 years was spent in several different settings, whether it was everything from a reference laboratory to a NIH laboratory. That's where they handle things like the CDC and high infectious materials. Also, down to a small hospital setting laboratory. So I've worked in all different kinds of settings. This was in 2012. I was working in a mid-size hospital Wasn't small, it wasn't large, less than 800, maybe 800 bed hospital. This laboratory was a significant size. It so I was a nighttime uh, middle management. I was one of the old guys. There's a few of us left, not just guys, and many ladies, older techs, older scientists that supervise. A lot of new, younger folks coming into the field, and there's instrumentation has taken over our field now. There was a lot of manual things, but with anything, just like with anything else, the computer age and technology age has taken over even in the laboratory. So a lot of things that used to be done manually, there's very few tests done in the laboratory now that are done manually. Um, Maybe the blood bank is the last really manual section. It requires looking in that microscope and confirming a lot of things. You're dealing with life and death when you transfuse blood or blood products to any human to human or synthetic products to human. So it's one of the last sections. But anyway, uh, one of the instruments that is used in the hematology section of the laboratory requires certain chemicals and diluents that have to be changed out. So you're not changing out the machine every time one of these run out. You just change out a cubicle, a small box of fluid. Some of them come in small little 10 cc box to as large as a 50-pound box of fluid, a large, maybe 13, 14 by 14 inches box of fluid that's about 50 pounds. Anyway, this instrument, I was sitting in my office. I think I was looking in the scope, reviewing something when somebody called, and there was some problem with the results coming. And that's the thing about instrumentation. You still have to review manually the outliers, things that don't look exactly normal to the instrument. It will say this needs review by human eyes. So we have different techs and scientists working who do those review. Anyway, one of the new people was reviewing or at the station to review some abnormal results coming from the instrument. Now, it's abnormal for there to be long strings or many abnormal results consecutively. Usually, they're outliers, meaning the majority of people that come and get lab tests done, certain sections, they're normal for the most part. And if you're sick, it's normally because of something abnormal that shows in your blood or your spinal fluid or your urine or whatever body fluid in your body is being tested. That abnormal test is usually any section. It could be in chemistry, hematology, it can be in microbiology, it could be anything, but it's not always one thing. So when a hematology instrument starts going, what they call it starts trending, we'll say, skewed, it's trending to continually giving results that are abnormal. It's usually outside of the probability of that happening So you start looking and saying something's wrong with the instrument, or at least something's wrong with these results. And then you have to track down why. Well, the newer techs won't know pretty much why. They just know that's not what the instrument said. It can, a new tech can recognize that doesn't match. But when it comes time to diagnosing why the instrument's going off, sometimes they need a supervisor or one of the older techs to help evaluate. So I came out of my nice, safe office and came to look at what's going on. And sure enough, I quickly knew, I said, oh, this is nothing but maybe your diluent's running low and it's just not picking up consistently. So it didn't alarm because it's not totally at that line of being empty. But I bet you if you check those diluents, something's very, very low. And sure enough, she opened up the cabinets below the instrument, checked, immediately found, oh, this is going empty. She takes out that box, and this young lady, I should say, is all of 4'8", maybe, if she's that, 4'8". And you don't have to be super tall to do scientific work, so that's no big deal until you have to go pick up a 50-pound box, right? So I don't mind. I used to always go get it for the young ladies. I don't want them stressing out if they don't have to. So I went and got the box. I brought it out for her and handed it to her. She didn't have to go take it off that shelf in the storeroom. And she took it and put it up on a counter. Now, that was mistake number one. After I handed it to her, I had started to walk away because she knows how to change that out. She doesn't need to be supervised in doing that. I brought it to her, saved her the trip. We figured out what was wrong. I'm walking away now. I'm good. She puts it on the counter and then proceeds to bend down and go in the cabinet underneath the counter where she put the box, 50-pound box above her head. And she's bending underneath it, going to retrieve the emptying container and to change it out. Well, sure enough, that box that was resting there as she went to go underneath there, she's opening that door further, and as she's moving underneath there, that box is no longer stable on top of that counter. Unbeknownst to her, her head is down and she's reaching under this cabinet. So as I'm walking away, I'm actually, I just turned to glance, and there was 3 or 4 other people in the lab in that general area, and 2 other young ladies there saw what was happening, but they didn't move. And I was walking away and just glanced back, and I saw as that box started coming off the counter and about to fall on this young lady. And I turned and I yelled to her, "Move out the way. That box is falling. It's not stable." And as I turned and said it, I'm running towards her and I stretch out to the right side to grab this box. Now let me explain something about the spine. It doesn't take 50-pound weights away from your body, stretched out. Yeah, your spine is not going to be happy catching that. So I caught the thing enough to get it from falling on her head, and it fell. I got it knocked away to the side because I couldn't hold it. It was 50 pounds stretched out, and I couldn't hold it. So I grabbed it and enough to knock it away. However, I snapped the facets on the side of my vertebrae. not even realizing at the time I did that, I thought I pulled a muscle. I knew it hurt when it happened, but I straightened up and I figured I just pulled a muscle. I was glad the girl was saved. She was glad she didn't get killed. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you would have been dead." They told that girl you would have been dead for sure. But I was just glad everything was okay, and I returned to my office, proceeded to warn her from ever doing that again. She could have better easily just
RSRJ
set that
says,
on the
at least you
ground,
saved that girl.
save the girl, damage the back. Didn't even realize my back was damaged though. Went back to my office, sat down, knew it hurt. I just figured I pulled the muscle. And that was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was always a night shift person. That's why I'm awake now. Anyway, I knew I had a pulled muscle or something. I sat down 3 o'clock, try to get through my paperwork, get the shift work done, 5 a.m. I knew the day shift folks were coming in, and I'd see the day shift manager, and we always talk and pass on anything that happened. He walks in at 5 and, "Hey, how's it going? Anything happened last night? Everything good?" I said, "Yeah, everything's good. We had a couple codes and they've told him about the things that happened." And then at the end, I was like, "Oh yeah, I saved Brittany's life last night." And we were laughing, joking about it. He said, "Well, what happened?" And I told him what happened. And uh, I said, "Yeah, man, she would have had a real bad headache if not a broken neck. That was we got we missed we got lucky that time. She's blessed. She's okay." And then I went to stand up out of my office chair and I couldn't stand up. And it's like, I caught that and I knew I kind of pulled a muscle or something. My back is sore, but I think I just pulled a muscle. I don't know why I can't stand up though. It's really bad. I can't stand up. And it they had to wheel me in the office chair down to the emergency room in the office chair because I couldn't stand up. And that's when I found out. Well, actually, no, they thought I did. Okay, maybe you pulled the muscle. You're just real sore. And they didn't take any x rays. It turned into a workplace accident. And you know what? You got to treat it like uh, or a work related incident. And in that case, you go to, instead of the ER section, you go to employee health. And they had just opened up. So I went there, and that's always manned by usually that early in the morning APA. And he prescribed some muscle relaxers and sent me home. I couldn't stand up still and walk very well. And I had to call the wife and my son, and they drove out and got me and laid me down in the back of the truck and brought me home. I went on like that, couldn't return to work, and I went on, couldn't move in the bed for quite a while, and it was really bad. And so finally, I was getting a lot of really bad back pain. I couldn't stand it.
Yamagarifusulful says, you saved a life that will always pay dividends to the soul.
Amen. And so finally, my family drove me to the hospital and they took x-rays. They said this is not a muscle strain. And that's when they found the broken facets. The facets are the things on the side of your vertebrae that lock everything in, that kind of stops your spine from falling apart. So your vertebrae are one on top of the other, but if you notice, there's spiny parts that stick out from the side, and those facets and they all help your spine when you bend. Your spine doesn't come apart. So when I bent too far and they snapped, that's what literally my spine just shifted, and that's where all the damage came from. And so I ended up having my first surgery um, was to repair the two vertebrae, and the facets were broken. There was nothing they can do with that. They were snapped and they couldn't be repaired. And so I had also damage to the vertebrae. Uh, so I have a cage that holds my spine in place now, and it spans 3 levels, and that was going to be sufficient to stabilize the brake. Didn't stabilize me walking though. And it was bad enough they didn't think they wasn't sure if I would be able to walk normally again. And it took a year and a half, a little less than a half, about a year and 4 months for me to walk again. And after I got on the walker and proved them wrong, I had to get approved for more therapies and to go beyond just walking. I needed to walk with a single cane to be able to return to work. So I forced that issue, and I got back into a therapy and got to the point where I could walk with a cane and got back to work. They said I would never work again. But the thing about it is, even though I was able to return to work on light duty, they wouldn't let me return to normal work until I was able to fulfill all the duties in my job. So, in other words, anything I would come into contact with in my job, OSHA has a list for every job in the states here, and it says what your job entails and what you're liable for. In my position, in even a middle management, the same thing that I did and got hurt, the same box, they required me to be able to pick up that 50-pound box off the floor. It could only be stored at 8 inches off the floor. And then I had to be able to pick up that box, bend down, pick up that box from the bottom and stand up with that box. Well, trust after breaking my back and having all that cage put in there and all that stuff, forget the fact that I had no flexibility anymore. That was difficult enough. But to do that, to bend that low after that and get down to get that box, trust me, that was no easy feat and took me another year to be able to do. And every time they wanted to close out my case and kick me out of work, and you're no longer viable to work and you need to stay home and collect a check. And I was like, you guys are crazy. I have 3 kids in college. There's no way I'm staying home. I, I was like, I need to go to work. You don't understand. And they were determined to retire me. I was determined to return to work. And I had to force the issue, and I had to get a lawyer because they wanted to kick me out and send me packing. And the lawyer, he just wanted, let's sue everybody. I was like, these are my employers of over 20 years. I'm not suing anybody. I want to work. I want to go back to work. And so I had to get my lawyer to get off his suing train and concentrate on forcing them to let me go to these different therapies. And there's a lot of different therapies. I don't know if anybody out there is aware of physical therapy and how it works, but there's physical therapy, occupational therapy, then there's OSHA required therapy. Everything is geared towards returning to your job. And then there's I had to go beyond that because of what they wanted me to do was the job duties of bending and picking up that box. So yeah, it took me another year and change to get there, but they said I never do it. I kept fighting and I did it. I passed the OSHA test. They actually make you come to your job and pick up said box off the floor, 8 inches from the floor. And I picked it up. I got down there, got underneath it, and picked it up, passed the OSHA test, and was allowed to return to work. And it lasted for about 6 years. Uh, the surgery that I had that returned me to work, doctors didn't even want to do it. I had to get a sports medicine doctor to do this. They perform this on football players who want to return to football. However, it's not recommended really, and they know that within usually 2 to 4 years, you won't be able to bend very well or walk because it's not the injury area, but because of that cage, the vertebrae now above and below the cage, that's the healthy vertebrae, no longer.
RSRASR1 says, I heard everything.
Yeah,
God is watching you and loves you.
thank you. I appreciate it, Ace, and I agree 1000%. But yeah, that vertebrae, the healthy vertebrae above and below the cage, that's where the new injury comes from because they no longer are flexible because of the cage. And as they lose flexibility, they sort of like your muscles, they atrophy, they get stale, brittle, like an 85-year-old. This is what a doctor explained to me is an 85-year-old man with arthritis and these vertebrae actually kind of turn to stone and the arthritic pain is immense. And they say it's about a 2 to 4 year process that happens. I defied them in that too. I lasted 6 years before I had bad enough pain where I even went back to the doctor. And he's, my God, you lasted 6 years. They actually wrote it up saying I was an outlier and never should have lasted that long. Anyway, I lasted 6 years and I thought maybe something was wrong. I thought maybe some of the screws or the rods came out of place. I thought maybe something like that happened, why I was starting to get a lot of pain and didn't understand that it was that process that was supposed to happen at 2 years or at 3 years or 4 years. That's what was happening to me. And I didn't realize that's what it was. So it wasn't anything moving out of place. So when I went back, they did all the MRIs and x-rays and he said, no, everything's in place. It's what I told you. That vertebrae above and below that should have been trash after a year to 2 years. It lasted 6 years, but they're stone. You're done. There's nothing else we can do. I was like, what are you talking about? I understand I needed 4 more years to get those kids out of college. Well, they're out of college, but I was riding my motorcycle. I was working. I was playing golf. And all that time, I thought I was normal again. So I bought an RV. I need 5 years to pay that off. So I said, what can I do to get 5 more years? He's like, there's nothing else. We've done all the surgeries. So to stave off and try to get 2 more years, I went through the process of burning all the nerves, the nerve roots, the ganglions that come out at those damaged areas. I went through the ablations, the burning of the nerves, the killing, did everything to try to kill it. And every time I'd get a little bit of relief for a month, maybe two, and that would be it. And I did stay that way and continued to deteriorate for the next year and a half, 2 years. And finally, I had another procedure on my back, and that lasted a year. Then I had another one, and that lasted 6 months. And I got about totally another 4 years before I just couldn't walk again. I couldn't walk without a walker. And without that cane, more than a cane, I wasn't able to work. And then finally, they were like, look, you need to get cleared by a doctor to be here. You're barely able to walk. Getting up, standing up, and sitting down is an ordeal. Get approved by a doctor that it's okay for you to be here. And when I went back to the doctor, he was like, yeah, I didn't approve this. I told you in the beginning, I didn't want you to work. So you're just making it, worse. You would have more years if you just stop working. And I was like, look, I understand. I needed more time to pay off that RV. Well, I paid it off, but I traded it in and got a bigger one. I need another 4 years. And he's like, there's nothing I can do. And he said, surgically, we're done. There's nothing more that can be done. After changing out those healthy vertebrae that died above and below the cage, he said, you can't keep doing that because you'd be doing that every year now, because now it's the next one above and below. And as those die, you'd have to do the next one above and below. So it's what they call an ascending, descending problem with a finite end because you only have but so much spine. And they have a saying, do no harm. And that would be doing harm. So no doctor will touch my spine anymore. Uh, so then it was pain management and my refusal to take a lot of narcotics. I ended up getting a surgery called spinal cord stimulator installed on my
Stefan
spinal
Reborn
cord.
says, what's up, photo?
Hey, Stefan, how you doing? I hope you're having a good night. So I had a surgery called a spinal cord stimulator installed on my spinal cord. And this was actually, they attached 12 leads onto to my spinal cord at all the areas of the damage. And they send these electrical leads lead to a battery that's in my hip. And this shocks my spinal cord at a very high frequency. It's called ultra high frequency, 10,000 hertz. So I don't actually physically feel it. My spinal cord feels it, but it fools my brain into thinking there's no damage where that lead is shocking it. So it's doing it at a different cycle each time. I don't know how many times a second it does it and fools the brain. And it works for a little while. Now, it's supposed to have worked for at least 10 years for me. However, even the results from it's not 100%. Now, I was blessed. It immediately had a good effect of a 60 to 65% relief of pain, where I was able to walk again. I used the cane on and off, but I was able to walk. Uh, I did um, I did not return to riding my motorcycle, and I did not return to playing golf. I didn't want to damage it. But what I did do is I returned to work, and I they wanted me to limit it to 3 days, minimally 3 to 4 hours a day, 3 days per week. Well, this all happened. I had this surgery in January of 2020. It took me 3 months to walk again after that, and I returned to work in March of 2020. If anybody remembers what happened in March of 2020, it was COVID. So when that hit in March of 2020, I had just returned to work, walking with a cane off and on, and supposedly my modified schedule going from my 7 schedule to literally 3 days. I didn't do that because of COVID and everyone being sick and the hospital staff being decimated. I ended up working 7 days a week, 11 to 13 hours a day for 8 months straight because of no one being available. And as a healthcare worker, you do what you got to do. You keep pushing and working.
Stefan
They never
Reborn says
close
you a
down.
living testimony, bro. I could never. My hats off to you.
So thanks, Stefan. I appreciate you. So I did that for 8 months because COVID was bad for 8 months. But by the time I went from March down to October at the end of the year, November, I was barely walking. I was in a lot of pain. COVID had calmed down a little bit. People were returning to work. And even though my position as middle management, with nobody there to work or manage, I had 25 people on a night shift, went down to 4. It was 4 of us trying to run a hospital laboratory at night. Is it? Yeah. I was running around doing things that young techs did. I didn't move around so much in my life. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, literally moving around like that for 7 days a week, 11 to 13 hours a day was too much for 8 months. So, and at the end of 8 months in October, when I was hurting too bad, I went back to the doctor. I said, "Hey, you said I had 10 years. What's going on? This has stopped working. My back is killing me. I can barely walk again. I got to use a walker a lot of days. What's going on?" "What do you mean you went back to work? What have you been doing?" I told him, "Well, COVID hit. You know that." Uh, he said, "Well, did you cut down your work to 3 days a week, 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours a day?" Not quite. Did 7 days a week, 11 to 13 hours a day. It was COVID. Nobody else was there to do it. We did what we had to do to keep the hospital running. No labs, nobody else gets treated. The hospital stops. It's not possible. You have to have the laboratory continuing to work. So he said, "Well, congratulations, you're done." I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, you burnt up. It should have lasted for 10 years. It lasted you 8 months. There's nothing else we can do." I said, "Well, just redo it. Move it. Move the leads to something." "No, no, no. You don't understand. You had one shot. That was it. You're done." I was like, "What?" I said, "Well, just patch me up and send me back to work. I'll just go on like this as long as I can." I said, "No, there's no doctor anywhere will sign any paper to allow you to work ever again. There's nobody." And I tried. I went to 4 other doctors. Just needed, I mean, I couldn't stop working abruptly like that. I was shocked. So I just wanted another 4 or 5 months to kind of wrap things up. Nobody. Nobody would do it. Nobody would sign it. I was done and sent to pain management, sent home to waste away. And that was it. Wasn't able to, it got worse and worse until I couldn't walk again at all. Uh, Probably that was 2022 because I refused to take the heavy narcotics. Uh, Unfortunately, I ended up bedridden for 3 years. But my kids, thankful to my kids, it's been a year and 4 months now, 5 months, almost a year and a half since I've been playing GT7, and my kids suggested it. They got me this PlayStation with this game that I used to play with them 20 years earlier, something called Gran Turismo. That was Gran Turismo 1 and 2. Uh, 20 years ago, they'd get stuck. I'd come home from work and they'd get stuck in the, we can't get by. We need to do this license test or that. And I'd get on and just do it. And because I could drive, they couldn't drive, of course, you know. And anyway, I hadn't seen it in 20 something years. So they suggested this thing and they got it Christmas for me. I didn't take it out the package until April the next year. And I tried it from bed with a controller. And then I wanted to sit up, which required me to take narcotics to sit up. So I started taking the narcotics, started sitting up more, and it was much better than being bedridden, not able to move, always having to turn over to make sure I don't get the bed sores. And so yes, I now am on narcotics so I can sit up and move around a little bit. I can't walk very far uh, because of being bedridden those 3 years. My muscles shrank and my whole body shrank. When I stopped moving, stopped working, I was 349 pounds. I'm just over 200 pounds now. I'm 6 foot one, or not really 6 foot one, 6'1", 6 foot and change, not quite 6 foot one. And I'm right at 211 pounds now. My muscles are starting to come back with therapy. I can't do regular therapy. I have to be in the water. Being submerged in water, it takes the gravity, takes off this pressure off the spine. So that's what I do. I go to therapy twice a week to try to get my muscles back. I use narcotics to sit up so I can sit in this rig and drive. Uh, that helps me to do this. I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. And I just keep trying to make progress. I I'm using my legs 6 days in a row. That's only because I've been able to get this muscle to come back during the aqua therapy. So I've been blessed that they're coming back. I haven't really gotten a lot of my uh, quads and my thigh muscles are not very strong still, but my calf muscle
Zach Rachel
is
says, progress
better.
man, keep moving forward. MR negative 48 Renzo says, talk show tonight then.
Hey, how you doing, Zach? Yes, progress moving forward. And Renzo, talk show. Yeah, I hear you, Renzo. I apologize. Yeah, it's a talk show, isn't it? My bad, folks. Didn't mean to get into this whole thing. I was trying to drive, and this weather was beating me
Larada
down.
Skiller says, pray your back be strong, bro.
Thank
Yamigarika
you,
Suiful
Laura.
says,
Appreciate
wow,
it.
thank you for sharing your story. Can I share a prayer with you, good sir?
Oh, I'm thankful for each of you guys. And yes, I thank everybody who prays for me. I appreciate it so much. I definitely believe in prayer. It's God alone why I'm able to sit here.
MR negative
So yes,
48
sir.
Renzo says, it's good to hear you sharing your story.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. I definitely believe I've been blessed. And some people think I've been cursed, and I don't agree. And I think God has truly kept his hand on me, and I don't think he's done with me yet. Uh I was bedridden for 3 years, unable to I didn't talk to hardly anybody. And now I talk to people over these airwaves, over countries, all different countries. I have friends now all over the world. And I just try to encourage folks, keep moving forward, don't give up. And trust me, if you can hear my voice, you've already been blessed. I've been blessed as soon as I wake up. I know I'm blessed. A lot of people didn't wake up today, so I am blessed. And please, nobody, I don't want anyone to pity me. Uh, I don't need any pity. I don't feel like I'm distraught. I don't have any depression. God is
MR
good.
negative 48 Renzo says, crazy what gaming can do and does for people.
Exactly. And I've been able to
MR
touch a
negative
lot of
48
lives
Renzo
this
says,
way.
amazing.
So, yes, this cold weather snap in Florida is hurting me right now. We're
Rober
down.
737 says facts photo likes masked.
Hey, how you doing, Rob? Thank you for smashing that like button. Appreciate it. So yeah, this cold snap in Florida is hurting me right now,
Yamagarukasufel
but it's a
says,
short
gonna
time.
share it here then I gotta go. No pity
Alrighty.
just compassion.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Uh, thank you, Yami. I appreciate it. And again, I thank everybody very much. Don't pity me. I'm good. And thank you for the compassion and empathy and any prayers you guys want to share. I thank you very much for it in advance. So I was supposed to do a lobby here, and I was having difficulty driving the racing cars, so I didn't get there, unfortunately. I will try to do this road car. It's in the power pack. Uh, it's the Lamborghini, I guess. Usually that's a lot less force feedback. And me stopping and talking and chatting with you guys, yeah, I apologize. It's not racing, but it's just my story. So I don't mind sharing it. And obviously, me not driving has allowed my medicine to
MR negative
work
48
better.
Renzo says, no danger, just have a chilled out stream tonight.
So I have definitely been able to give my thanks, Renzo. Yeah, so I've been able to give my medicine more time to work, and it's probably, that's maxed out now because I took it at 7, again at 10, and wifey brought me something at 11. So uh, I'm not going to be able to take anything else uh, tonight. But yeah, I take some pretty strong stuff. I'm on morphine twice a day. I'm on tramadol 4 times a day. I'm methocarbamol 3 times a day. And I take CBD for this arthritic pain, for the cold weather, the rain, and the barometric pressure changes like for hurricanes. So it's a lot of medication, but I'm able to move. I'm able to make progress. And I'm hoping at some point my muscles will get stronger and I'll be able to walk pretty well again. At least enough. This year, my goal is to make it to the Sim Expo.
Yamagarukasufel says,
So
Heavenly Father,
we'll
your will
try.
of compassion, strength and courage has been reflected in this man. I ask you to protect and guide his spiritual form. Yamagarukasufel says and breathe your essence of life energy into his physical form so he can be healed in thy name.
Thank you, I appreciate it very, very much. Amen.
Yamagarukasufel says, bless his life and family with that very compassion and strength in reciprocity.
Definitely.
Yamagarukasufel says, in thy name, Holy of Holy, I call upon you as the Father, the Mother, and the Spirit. Amen.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I do. And I am very grateful to anyone sending prayers my way. My wife is a prayer warrior. I mean, she's an intercessory prayer warrior. And I'm grateful for her. And right now, I'm just nothing. Hey, babe, wifey is still awake. Normally at 12:13, my wife is not awake at this time of night because it's Sunday night or Saturday night. She has church in the morning. But Temperatures are bad. I just can't drive right now. I will in a little bit. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay. Uh, I haven't been driving. I just been talking. Huh? Wifey says hello to everybody. Hello. She's wanting me to get off. She says my face doesn't look right. She said they should make a t-shirt with my face like that.
Yamagarika Swiffle says, take care, man. We'll race soon. Plus, happy Black History Month.
Thank you much. Appreciate it, Yam. Likewise, happy Black History Month. Have a good one.
MR
Yeah.
negative 48 Renzo says, hello, Mrs. M.
Yeah. See, wifey, Renzo said hello, babe. She's yelling hello. Yeah. She caught the stream. She was going to bed and saw my face. She can tell when the pains hit me. Like I say, it just feels like a knife push my spine. And so sometimes I can't avoid it. It's sharp. And I try
MR
not
negative
to
48 Renzo says, I didn't say BBE lol.
Yeah. I know you're not calling her babe. She knows it's me. Yeah. Anyway, I told her I'd be off soon, so I'm gonna try and drive this road car, see if it's possible. Maybe it's not. I've tried a few times when I'm hurting, and sometimes I can do a race, sometimes I can't. So we'll just see if I'm able to drive the road car. My wheel is turned down to, let me see, only 30% for force feedback. It's very, very light. I can't feel hardly anything, and still that hurts. The road cars are much less than the race cars. So Group 1 is the worst. Group 3 is tough. Group 4 is not as bad. And race cars, road cars are just about nothing. And if I drive a road car on like a dirt track, that's like 0. I can turn the wheel with one finger when you drive like a dirt track or the ice. What do you call that other one? Lake Louise. I can do that with one finger, and there's no force feedback on ice or on the dirt either. You'll feel a vibration every now and again if you hit a wall, but nothing to hold back. No force feedback at all. Anyway, I'm gonna try this 1,000 horsepower tuning battle at Deep Forest.
MR negative 48 Renzo says, just got myself a 148.058 in daily beat time trial.
Oh, you're killing me, Renzo. I wanted to work on that tonight and couldn't do it. I tried a couple laps, but I was just struggling
MR
too much.
negative 48 Renzo says, hopefully 47 soon.
Yeah, I think you can get it. Go for it, man. I know you can get it. Good job, Renzo. I'm always chasing Renzo's times. Wifey made me some coffee. I barely drank any of it. Still hot. Man. Contigo. This thermos, I don't know if anybody is aware of this brand, Contigo. This thing keeps this coffee hot for hours. This was like 10 o'clock. She gave this to me, and it's still burning me. Okay, Jesus, have mercy. All right. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Let's try the practice section. Does this have any brake balance? It does. Trying to avoid hitting this car in front of me. Not that there's any penalty for it. Like that. Look at that damage on his bumper. So apparently the Lamborghini is faster.
RSRASR1 says, did you double the dosage today?
Yep. Oh, wow. There's no way I'm going to make this corner. There's no brakes on this thing. I hit it at 200. It's going to crash. Yeah, Ace. I did right on here, actually. I had
RSRASR1 says, had it kicked in?
It did for a little bit, and then it just started wearing off within not even 30 minutes to an hour.
Stefan Reborn says, suck Ace.
Mhm. Yeah, I took it at originally when I got on at 10 o'clock. And then wifey, when I realized, I said, hey, I only took a double dose. I only took 2. So then I called
RSRASR1 says,
at
brother,
12
you need
o'clock.
to brake way earlier with the 1000 HP street car.
Yeah, 11:30. I called wifey an hour and a half
Stefan
later
Reborn
and took
says,
2 more.
did I miss
So
something
I've
today?
taken
I was
4.
sleeping while y'all meet in lull.
I took 4. So that's 4. That's 4 times what I normally take, and that's what I did
RSRASR1
yesterday.
says, sup RSR Reborn.
And it
Renzo.
worked yesterday real well, but it didn't work very well today. So it lasted for about 30 minutes. It calmed down a lot better. I was hurting a lot more, but it
The
hasn't
Stiggy
totally
says,
gone
I
away.
just watched your explanation of evenly what happened to your back from earlier in the stream. I knew relatively what happened, but that's an insane story. RSRASR1 says,
Yeah,
nothing Reborn. The Stiggy says, yesterday was so much fun.
it was, and it worked so well yesterday. I don't know why it didn't work as well today. It's not colder today. It's the same 39
MR
degrees.
negative 48 Renzo says, Ace, Stiggy and Rebirth.
It's 39, and yesterday was 36, so it was colder yesterday. I just thought it would work better.
Stefan Reborn says, Stiggy Renzo hello. MR negative 48 Renzo says, Reborn.
I did have yesterday, the difference I think may be because I started taking medication at 5:30 and tried to get on at 8 o'clock for the weekly challenge. So I'd started taking meds at 5:30. So I took at 5:30, and then I took it again, like at 12 o'clock midnight. So I'm wondering if taking
Stefan
2
Reborn
doses,
says, Ace, you in a lobby with someone?
2 doses of the tramadol instead of 1. Remember, I was high and my head was light.
RSRASR1 says,
I didn't do
no.
that part tonight. I didn't take the extra part to make my head light. I only took 1 of the tramadol.
The Stiggy says, are we doing open lobbies TN?
That must
I'm
be
in Mustangs and there's so many random dirty drivers.
That must be it. I didn't take 2 of the tramadol. My head's not light at all, just the CBD. I took 2 of the CBD, and I didn't take the extra narcotic. So maybe that's what's the difference. Let me see what would be. Too early.
RSRASR1 says, if you take a second dose, will it help?
Let me see how early it is. I may be too early. Let me check, because I don't want to OD, but it's way too early. I took it at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 1 o'clock would be 4 hours early. I only took yesterday. I took it, and then I took it after being 6 hours, and I was real loopy. If I take it at now,
RSRASR1 says,
that would be
hate to see
really.
you in such pain.
I'd be really, really high if I take it now. I've never taken it this early. I wonder if it's supposed to be every 8 hours. I've taken it yesterday. I took it at 6 hours. Oh, if I take it at 4, I don't know what would happen. I don't think I should try it. 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 4
Stefan
hours.
Reborn says yes.
12. If I wait till, I'm supposed to wait till 2 o'clock, and that'd be 2 hours early. If I can make it to 2 o'clock, I'll try it. Yeah, I don't want to try it this early. Let me look. Yes, I have a log of every medicine I take, just in case if something happens and they have to look and see
RSRASR1 says,
how
that's
many I
2.5 hours from now. Good luck.
So yesterday I took it within 6 hours. So that was early. I took it within 6 hours. And then I went and took it 6 hours again. So I was loopy with 6 hours. If I take it within 4 hours, that could be dangerous. You know, taking these narcotics it's a tricky thing, and I don't like doing it at all. It's dangerous. I mean, I'm messing with.
RSRASR1 says, you will be really loopy.
Yeah, morphine is a dangerous medication. If you take
RSRASR1
too
says,
much,
don't do it. I was just asking.
yeah, if you take too much and too fast, and it can depress your breathing, and you don't even realize it. It just pushes you to sleep, and you literally can just fade away. So I try to be real careful with it. Don't do it. I was just asking. Yeah, I hear you. But I didn't realize that's the one thing that's different from yesterday. Why it didn't work today. I haven't, because yesterday I took that tramadol at 6 hours, and then I took the double dose of the CBD, and then everything worked. Today, I took the double dose of CBD without the second tramadol pill, and I've already taken my morphine and the tramadol once, but I didn't take the second tramadol, which means I'm just too early, but not as much meds in my system yet. I bet you when I take this,
RSRASR1 says, yeah, just chill for now.
it'll probably help. When it hits 2 o'clock, I'll take it, and then that'll be 6 hours, and then I bet you it'll help. I'll be able to get rid of this pain. I bet you that's what it is. That's the only thing different that I didn't do yesterday. That's the only difference. Yeah, this thing's gonna crash. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. This thing is too fast. 1,000 horsepowers. I guess I have to brake early with it. Let's try here. 225. So So I just barely got it stopped here at 225.
RSR Ace R1 says, it's minus 25 degrees Celsius here.
Yeah, it's dropped down to 39 again here in Florida, which is crazy. It's still warmer than it's been. I mean, it was 36 yesterday and 32 and below for the last 5 days. So 32 is degrees Fahrenheit,
Stefan
is
Reborn
0
says, WTH,
degrees
that's crazy.
Celsius. So yeah, Florida's just not supposed to be cold like this. Southern Florida is crazy. The fact that we've seen snow flurries is mind-blowing in itself. Oh wow, I stopped at 225 and it's not enough time. Wow. Oh wow, this thing is wanting to spin out.
RSR Ace R1 says, at minus 30 my schnots in my nose freeze up on the first breath when I step outside.
You say they freeze up? 225, and it still didn't stop until very deep in the corner. Okay, see, this is making my, yeah, this hurts.
Stefan Reborn says, Ace, you made a small hockey ring in your garden?
Oh my gosh.
Stefan Reborn says, seen clips of people doing that.
Oh, I missed it. It's gonna crash again. Oh my gosh, it stopped. I'm surprised.
RSR Ace R1 says, my driveway is a small ice rink ATM.
Oh god.
Stefan Reborn says lol.
Oh, I missed it again.
RSR Ace R1 says, but yes, a lot of people make their own rinks in their backyards.
I believe it. Okay. I'm making it worse. Yeah, this is not helping.
Stefan Reborn says that's crazy cool, pun intended.
Okay. Yeah, it's not making it better. That's making it worse.
RSR Ace R1 says, I'm not that motivated to be outside watering a rink in negative temperatures. I just go to a public rink.
I am getting off. I was just trying to see if it was getting better. Yes, I'm getting off. Promise. Okay. Alrighty. Wifey's being insistent. She, thank you, Jesus. God knows. I'm thankful.
Stefan Reborn says, Canadians are big hockey fans, right?
Yes, sorry.
RSR Ace R1 says, she's right photo.
Okay. Yes, she's
RSR Ace R1 says, go
she
relax.
she usually
Stefan
is.
Reborn says, photo, make sure you take care of you health, bro.
Yeah. I just need to get my timing of this medicine right. So tomorrow I'll get it right. I'll make sure I have
RSRJ says, get some rest,
and
my
then
friend.
take the
RSRASR1 says, oh
or
yeah, we load
CBD.
hockey.
Alrighty, will do.
RSRJ
Jay.
says, have a good night, everyone.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate it. Sorry, I've not doing the hottest. This weather is gonna
Stefan Reborn
leave.
says, we love seeing you and Bane with you, but in good health.
This weather will be gone. They said in 3 days this cold snap will be over, and I won't have to worry about the medicine. But for tomorrow night, I'm gonna take my meds like I did on Friday night.
MR negative 48 Renzo says, TC of yourself photo. Health is more important than streaming.
Yes, definitely. I just hate laying flat in bed awake for the next 12 hours. It's gonna kill me. I just sit there and have to watch wifey sleep. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to get better for a couple hours at least. But tomorrow I will time this medicine right. I'll take my morphine and then the 2 tramadols 6 hours apart, and then the 4 CBD, and it should be good enough to get through the cold snap. So tomorrow,
Quick Foff says, sending love and prayers photo.
I'll have it right tomorrow. Thank you much. Hey, Coach, how you doing? Good to see you. Long time I haven't seen you in a while.
MR negative 48 Renzo says, think of Stefan as sheep that will put you to sleep.
Stefan. I'm trying not to think of Stefan. He'll just try to make me laugh, and I'll be in more pain. All right. Okay. I'm going to end it here,
Fabio
guys.
Fridas 24 says, hi photo. Hope you're a good brother.
Hey, Fabio. How you doing? A little rough night. We're back into 30 degrees again here in
Stefan
southern
Reborn
Florida.
Says, no, bro.
Which is
I want you
so
to feel good, bro.
Yeah, this weather is going to start leaving, though. They said this cold snap should be gone in 3 days. So.
Stefan Reborn says, I hate seeing you in pain.
I will be better tomorrow. I'll plan my medicine better tomorrow. So I'll be more strategic with it, and I'll make it better. So thank you, everybody, for popping in, smashing the like buttons. Thank you guys so much.
MR negative 48 Renzo says, we all do, Stefan.
And definitely I will be back tomorrow.
Fabia Fridas 24 says, I hope so, man. You're in a lot of pain.
Yes, sir. Anyway, like I like to say at the end of every stream, I wish you all love, peace,
Prototype
and happiness.
Says, TC photo.
Thanks, Prototype. And above all, God bless each and every one of you. And I will see you guys next time. God bless everybody.
Reborn says, peace and love.
God bless everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.
MR negative 48 Renzo says, Prototype Tech.
Gran Turismo dreams under the blazing sun. RSR photo leads the rush having fun.
Renzo says,
Eric B guiding the way with a grin. Real squad racing, we're here to win. Zilla and Nubs in the zone every turn. Ace R1 and OP making engines burn. R-Dub and Dark Kent flying through air. New Dial and PG without a care. Real squads racing tracks day and night.
48 Renzo says, LP plus 8. RSR Photo says, thanks for watching my stream, GN plus, God bless.
Victory is a heartbeat away of every race. With neighbor and choice, keeping up the pace. RSR photo captures every fierce run, blurring lines as we chase the sun. From start to finish, we seize each day. In the rhythm of machines we sway. Fuel and fire, we never back down. Roaring engines echo through the town. Shifting through gears, chasing the light. With a
RSR
squad
Photo
like
says,
this,
TC
we
everyone
always
see you
fight.
next time around 11 p.m. Eastern
Real
Standard Time.
squads racing tracks day and night. Feel the reggae vibes, we're flying high. Victory's a heartbeat away of every race. With neighbor and choice, keeping up the pace. Fuel and fire, we never back down. Roaring engines echo through the town. Shifting through gears, chasing the light. With a squad like this, we always fight. Real squads racing tracks day and night. Oh, feel the reggae vibes, we're flying high. Yeah, victory's a heartbeat away every race. With neighbor and choice,